Hello and welcome. Today, we are diving into something that can feel super intimidating, the scholarship interview. But I promise, by the end of this, we're going to flip that script and turn any anxiety you have into total, unshakable confidence.
So you've got that big interview coming up, and you're feeling the nerves, right? That is completely normal. I mean, you've poured so much work into your application, and now you have to sit in front of a panel of strangers and convince them you're the one. The pressure is definitely real. But trust me, with the right mindset, you can walk in there feeling ready for anything.
You see, the real trick here isn't just knowing your own story. It's figuring out what they're actually looking for with each question. When an interviewer leans in and asks, "So, tell us about yourself," what do they really want to know? That's exactly what we're going to crack open today.
And just so you know where all this awesome advice is coming from, it's from a fantastic guide put together by the Flying Wings Online School. These folks are all about empowering students, just like you, so you can be sure this material is tested, practical, and designed to help you nail it.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to introduce a really simple framework built around 3 core questions. Then, we'll use that framework to tackle how to talk about your personal story, your big future plans, and how to make the absolute strongest case for yourself. And finally, we'll wrap up with how to leave an amazing final impression.
All right, let's dive right into that framework. This is the secret sauce, really. Instead of stressing about memorizing perfect answers for 50 different questions, we're going to boil it all down. We'll focus on the 3 fundamental questions that hide underneath pretty much everything they could ask. It's a simple mental model that'll help you handle anything they throw your way.
Here's the thing, no matter what words they use, that interview committee is basically just trying to figure out 3 things about you. That's it. And once you get that, every single question stops being a scary test and starts being an opportunity.
And here they are, the big 3. Who are you? Where are you going? And why are you the one for this specific scholarship? Think of it like this: your past, your future, and your pitch for right now. We're going to use this simple structure to build every single one of our answers.
Okay, let's break down that first piece of the puzzle. Who are you? When interviewers ask questions that fit into this bucket, what they're really trying to do is understand your past, get a sense of your character, see your resilience, and hear about the experiences that made you, you.
So questions like, "Tell us about yourself," or "What challenges have you faced?" They're all just different ways of getting at the same thing. The interviewers are trying to build a picture of the person behind the paper. Let's dig into a couple of the most common ones.
The classic opener. Tell us about yourself. This one feels so open-ended, right? But it's really a test of your focus. They don't want your whole life story from birth. They want a short, powerful summary that connects who you are to where you want to go.
Okay, let's look at the difference here, because this is huge. A good answer is fine, I'm a motivated student. It's okay, but it's pretty generic. A great answer, though, tells a mini story. See how it gets specific with education and social development, and then immediately connects it to overcoming limited resources? It shows passion and resilience in one breath. That has depth.
All right, next up, what challenges have you faced? Now be careful with this one. It can feel like a trap. It's not an invitation to share a sad story. The committee wants to see how you think, how you adapt. They're looking for proof of your strength, not just your struggle.
And check this out. It's the perfect example. The good answer just states a fact. But the great one? It shows you the process. It lists the specific actions, online courses, self-study, collaboration. And here's the kicker. It highlights the positive skills you gained from the challenge. You're turning a negative into a huge positive.
Okay, so you've nailed who you are by sharing your story of resilience. Now, we're shifting gears to that second core question. Where are you going? These questions are all about your vision, your ambition, and your plan.
So when you hear questions like, why this field? Or what are your long-term goals? This is what they're getting at. They're checking to see if you've actually got a plan, a direction. They want to know that their investment in you is going to lead somewhere meaningful.
And this one is huge. Remember, they're not just giving money to a student for a couple of years. In their minds, they're investing in a future leader, a future innovator, a future problem solver. They need to see a clear and compelling vision that, ideally, connects with the mission of their organization.
And again, the magic is all in the details. Contribute positively is nice, but it's pretty vague. Anyone could say that. But talking about becoming a role model and creating sustainable solutions, wow, that paints a vivid picture. It shows you're thinking about creating real, lasting change.
And this brings us to the grand finale, the third core question. Why are you the one?
These questions are super direct. This is your chance to bring it all home and make your pitch, connecting your past and your future directly to their scholarship.
These are the really direct ones, right? Why should we pick you? They require some confidence, because this is your moment to summarize your value. It's your shot to explain clearly and simply why you are the best possible investment they could make.
Okay, this is it, the ultimate question. Your job here is to connect all the dots for them. You're going to pull from all three parts of our framework: who you are, your resilience, where you're going, your vision, and why you're the one, your unique fit for them.
Look at how this great answer ties everything together beautifully. It doesn't just list adjectives, it connects your commitment to your purpose. It mentions your past resilience as evidence. And I love this part. It frames the scholarship not as a handout, but as an investment whose impact you will maximize. That is language that really speaks to them.
Okay, so you've used the framework, you've answered all their questions brilliantly, you're feeling good. But hold on, we're not quite done yet. How you end the interview is just as important as how you begin it. This is your last chance to really solidify that great impression.
You know that moment at the end when they ask, "So do you have any questions for us?" The answer is always yes. But please, don't ask something you could have just found on their website. Asking a smart question like this one shows you're serious. It shows you view this as a partnership, not just a check. It turns the whole thing from an interrogation into a conversation.
Look, at the end of the day, this whole process is about one thing: telling your story. And your story is unique. By understanding these three core questions: who you are, where you're going, and why you're the one, you now have the tools to tell that story with clarity, with confidence, and with real power. So the only question left is, are you ready to tell it?